Hello everybody, and here we are again at the Audi Sport live studio for AudiOnTrack.com. It's just after midday, half past midday here, Central European summertime. My name's John Hindorf, and it's good to have your company as we're building up to the 50th anniversary running of the Nürburgring 24 Hours. We're going to talk a little bit about touring cars now, which is where I started in my love of motor racing. And who better to talk to about world touring cars in particular than Tom Coronel, who joins me now. Tom, it's been quite a long time since you and I have talked. I need to know your secret. I need to know your secret because you don't look any different from the last time I saw you.
Oh, thank you. For you the same. It's just a mindset. I need racing in my life, and I think it keeps me a little young. Sometimes I see pictures also from myself of 10 years ago, and I say, there's some aging in there, but the mind is still the same.
We'll talk in detail in a few moments' time with Tom about the experience of racing the World Touring Car category around the Nordschleife, because it's not obviously in any way the typical touring car event here, and certainly not the typical touring car track. But before we do that, let's catch up with what's happened in the races so far this weekend here on the Nordschleife for WTCR. So there's the results. So there are the results from the weekend. First of all, let's talk about the track.
Yeah.
Because it isn't the usual. It's still the same rough and tumble of a touring car event, but just spread out over a longer lap.
Yeah, it's you need to know the track, and you need to respect this type of circuit. I mean, this is unique. There's no circuit like this on planet Earth. Of course, I did a lot of laps here. It feels okay. Of course, we have to change a little bit the car for this type of circuit. We have to race a little bit, to change a little bit shock absorber settings. But overall, for the touring car, it's so cool to drive. You can't imagine. It's one of those things. Every time if I drive to the Nürburgring, you can even see it now. The smile, the feeling, the goosebumps. This circuit you have to have on the calendar.
So started in third in the first race, ended up finishing fifth. But
yes.
If we look at the results again, you were still the first. Do we still call it independent category?
Yeah. There's the independent cup, of course, because there are manufacturers also in the championship. But Audi is customer racing, so they give, of course, a little technical support with some people on track. But basically, we do everything private. I've always been a privateer driver, and it's a good car, good outfit, and a good setting, all combined together with the Come2You Racing. I was also raced for them last year, and they were also with the Audi. I was in a different brand, but finally I'm happy I'm also with the Audis.
Well, the results this weekend give Tom a 10-point lead as it stands at the moment, as the WTCR heads to the Slovakia ring next time around. It's Jean-Carl Vernet in the Alpha in second, and then Gilles Magnus, your teammate, and Nat Burton, who are next up in the Independence Cup. And Gilles is leading the Rookie Championship as well at the moment. So Come2You are doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, Come2You is also a privateer team. It's run by François Verbiest. He was also the main person who set up WRT. And he went by himself together with Jean-Michel. And they built this team together just to have the passion for the sport. You can feel the atmosphere in the team is really strong. It's family style working, but very, very professional. And that of course helps in the results. You always feel welcome. It's a good approach how you attack together for the World Championship, because it's not easy, of course, with the manufacturers, but possible.
Well, yeah, you've got to work pretty hard and have a fairly brilliant weekend, to be honest. You're right, and you always take the challenge. We were hoping to have Francois here, actually, but it's such a busy weekend with all the calendars compressed. He's already on his way to Monza because he's got cars racing there as well. And that's a real issue, isn't it, Tom? With everybody knows why everything's compressed and because of the situation in the world at the moment. But we're trying to fit in 6 or 7 months racing into 3 or 4 months. And these clashes of commitments are really hard for some of these teams and for some of the drivers.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm mainly focused on the World Touring Car Championship because I'm also doing the European Championship. But finally, this is my main thing. I'm already in this championship since 2001. I'm the longest driver in the championship. First, it was called the European Touring Car Championship. Then
ETCC,
it became the ETCC. Yes. ETCC, then it became the WTCC, and then it became the WTCR. So I'm the longest driver in the championship, the most changes I've seen, but I'm still enjoying it. And it's cool. It challenges yourself against these manufacturers to breathe in their neck and to drive with all the hot shots of the planet, of course, with the young guys, but also the guys like Gabriele Tarquini or Ivan Müller. And yeah, it's for me one of those things. I will do it as long as I can.
Well, those names, of course, I recognise immediately from my time with the British Touring Car Championship in the Super Touring era when we were broadcasting that on radio. Huge changes, though, since those days, in the early days of the ETCC. The cars have changed, the organisation has changed. How do you rate these new TCR cars then? It's a global formula, which is fantastic. It's a bit, when people ask me about it, I say it's a bit like GT3 for touring cars. It's spread the touring car message all over the world.
Yeah, it's mega. It's Marcello Lotti, a good
Clever
friend
bloke.
of mine, a very clever guy, has always been in touring car racing. He was also the owner of a touring car team, CBM Racing, which I also raced for in Italy when I was a lot younger, 25 years old. But anyhow, so, and he's doing all the national championships. There are also a lot of Audis there, because the most cars sold, the most TCR car sold is the Audi RS3. So it's everywhere, and this is also the good thing with the car. It doesn't matter where you go; you can drive everywhere, and it also the car suits you or the brand suits you. So yeah, it's basically global everywhere and very, very well set up.
One of the things I think has been an added bonus for the TCR regulations, we see them racing in the Pilot Challenge in the States. I've seen you race them in endurance racing in Creventic.
Yeah,
and
true.
I don't think anybody thought when the formula came out that these cars would be able to do 24 hours with very little modification from what you guys raced.
True, because we did the Creventic Portimao race, which was the first official race in Europe. Also with the Audi, it was for us also a test for parts which we put on the car, which were new from this season. Worked out very well. We finished P2. It was a good race, 24 hours, but very good. These cars are set up for anything. I also did here the VLN races with Benny Leuchter. So to be honest, the car is challenging. There's good competition. The BOP, so the balance of performance, they're very tight in competition. So it doesn't matter what kind of brand you are. Just where you have the passion or you feel comfortable with, you can take whatever you want. And in my case, it's the Audi.
Yeah, I like the fact that the Audi's done something different as well, because for the moment, at least, it's the only car that has the boot. It's not a hatchback. Now, is there some little some little aerodynamic advantage there, maybe?
Absolutely, because the aerodynamics are stronger of this Audi, so that means we're a little bit faster on the main straight. Well, you need to be strong at the braking point, which is after the long straight. So I think our strength is at the right spot with the Audi. So this is why also on the tracks with good straights, you will see good results with our RS3.
What's the driving style like? I haven't driven a TCR car yet. I very nearly got
So we
one
have to organise that, John.
Well, I nearly got into an Audi in the States when they first went over to the States, but various things took over. But people I've talked to said that they don't feel typically like a front-wheel drive car. They're quite tail-happy.
Oh, they're very tail happy, and you need to have them tail happy, especially like today in the wet conditions, in the high speeds. There was a slight oversteer in the car, but it gives you the trust. It's not a tricky tail happy, you know, the oversteer slide. But you need to do it because of the front-wheel drive cars. A lot of power, so on the exit of the corners, it's the understeer. You really have to play with the throttle, and if you go a little bit off throttle, it gives you a little steering with the rear, and that helps you to rotate the car, and that makes the car fun to drive. You know, normally you would always say, rear-wheel drive car, but with these type of front-wheel drive cars, they're set up really, really proper to rotate the car in a low speed, medium speed, and high speeds. Today I had some really, really high speed, funny slides. You know, it gives you a good smile. You know, you go, there we go, yeah, nice, I love it.
Well, we were watching in here. It looked like you were having fun. Busy season, of course. You go to Slovakia ring, then Hungaroring, Aragon.
Yes, Aragon. It's first time. It's completely new for us for the Touring Car Championship there. Very technical. We had a test there with the Audi, so I feel comfortable. But it took some time to get in the swing of the track. It was it surprised me a few times. It's slightly different than the motorbike layout because the last corner is different. But no, I think a very good track for us for the touring cars.
And then you finished the season at Adria, which I remember as a little go-kart track, but it's getting some changes at the
that's
moment.
Different, absolutely. The track has been changed as we speak because the last few weeks they're working very hard on building the track because of Roberto Ravaglia, my team boss, living in Italy, and I was asking him for some mileage there, but he said, Tom, they're just making the track a little longer, different layout, and they're just putting the asphalt and probably soon also the curb stones, and then we would go testing there. So that will be the last one. Yeah. Traveling in Europe, we know, of course, why. It's a world championship, but we will do 18 races, so we will be very busy. We have just done 4 races. Yeah.
So still plenty of the season to go. And I take it you're still looking forward to Dakar?
Absolutely. As always, I will do Dakar again together with my twin brother, with our own built car in our own workshop, and enjoying that as well. You know, this is typical the time where there's nothing going on in motor racing, and Tim is really focused on that one. So I'm in, let's say, cars all the season, but it's a different style. It's a survival for us. The Dakar we don't race. For us, we support people en route, but we keep a good pace. Let's say it that way. And the environment, what you see, is unbelievable. You know, these are things people see on National Geographic on the screens, and I see it here with my own eyes on my own hard disk.
Francois couldn't be here, as we said, but you're staying on. Are you going to stay on and do the main race here?
Yeah, I have also the duty for the 24-hour in a media car. I'm the professional who supports the media drivers, and it's going to be good fun because it's foggy, it's wet, it's cold, typical Nordschleife and Nürburgring weather.
Does that put the pressure more on you, Tom, that you are the pro driver, or does it take the pressure right off?
To be honest, I think if you know me very well, John, I don't feel pressure anymore. It's really, when I'm standing at the start, I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's make some fun out here. And this is the approach I've always had. But no, I like to be open. I'm very extrovert, so that helps a lot with the guys. Like in the warm-up, one guy didn't feel comfortable, one of my drivers, and I said, you drive. You go, make mileage, feel comfortable. It's okay, no problem. I will do the start, and then I will coach them through the whole 24-hour. Already one of the drivers said in the night, I don't want to drive. So I think I'm out all night, if it looks like. But anyway, you know, it's okay.
Hours.
It's okay.
I love driving in the night. Tom, we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great event today. Yeah. Well done for leading the championship as well, and race well for the rest of the year. My
offer here, you will drive my Audi. Trust me, we will fix that one.
Okay. Well, let's make it happen. I'm right up for that. Yeah. You saw it. You are my witnesses. Tom Coronel will be in the race later on and follow him throughout the rest of the year in the WTCR, driving that lovely Audi, the TCR version of the Audi. Great news from Zandvoort is that Kelvin van der Linde has won the first race at Zandvoort that we've been keeping an eye on, because we've got some Audi Sport drivers who are heading their way down on a special helicopter shuttle to join us later for the race here. Race 2 coming up very shortly, and we will be back at 1:45 from the Audi Sport studio here above the pits at the Nürburgring. From Tom Coronel and me, John Hindhaugh, Excuse me, the race is at 1:45 and that'll be live on the channel, and we're back at 2:45. I'm trying to give myself a bit of extra work here. From Tom Coronel and myself, John Hindhaugh, thank you very much for being with us. Enjoy the racing from Zandvoort on the live stream, and we'll be back 2:45 Central European Summertime.